All right. Welcome, everybody. I'm IKG Productions. I'm the president of Team Turnabout, and I'm the leader of project development for Ace Attorney of the Shield of Justice. It's really nice to be talking to everybody again. It's been a long time since we've been able to engage with our viewers and actually speak to you directly. So I'll get more into what the purpose of this stream is in a bit. But first, I want to say that I'm not alone. Once again, I brought some members of Team Turnabout with me. We've got a good mix of people from different departments, so I'm going to have them introduce themselves and what they do on the team and, anything else that they want to mention. So with that said, first person to present themselves is Saki, also known as SKVA.
Hi guys, I'm SKVA, or you guys can call me Saki, and I'm the voice acting department head. I also voice Emma Sky on the Shield of Justice, and I'm part of the advisement team, and I'm super excited to be on this live stream today.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Next is Lady Mercury.
Hello, I'm Lady Mercury, or also Molly. I'm part of the audio mixing team, and I also do some composing. And I'm happy to be here to have a chat.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Molly. Thank you for sharing that. And it's also great. We have our first music composer rep on a stream ever. So, hooray!
Yeah!
And moving on to Deploy Koi.
Hi, I'm Deploy Koi. I'm in the video editor section of Team Turnabout, and you can also call me Allison. And I'm really excited to be on this stream today, so yeah.
Awesome. And last but not least, we have Awesome2464.
Hi, I'm Awesome2464. You can call me Cole, whichever you like. And I'm one of the voice actors, specifically the voice of Zach Grammary, which, definitely an exciting role. And, I'm definitely excited to be here.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys giving a quick rundown of who you are, because I think you're all wonderful, and people deserve to know what you do on this project and get to hang out with you guys a bit. So, yeah. So as for the purpose of this live stream, as the title suggests, we're just gonna chat. I don't know what about really. It really doesn't matter. I'm not sure how much we're gonna focus on the game. I'm really just gonna kind of, just play through a bit of Turnabout Samurai, just because it's a very, it's considered relatively a pretty chill kind of case compared to some other ones. There's obviously some drama and tension, but, it's we typically remember this case for some of its more laid-back moments. So yeah, I mean, how are you guys doing, my fellow crewmates? Anything you guys want to talk about?
Well, I just realized that I just realized your name isn't Zach. I thought your name was Zach.
No. Yeah. For those who don't know, some of the voice actors in the Discord just have their role in parentheses just so people have an idea of who they play. But yeah, I can see how that could be interpreted as that your name.
He's just put his name in brackets.
No, you see, his name is Zach, and he's playing the character called Cole Goodrich from Apollo Justice Ace Attorney.
Stop, you're going to confuse me.
Hi, my name is Zach Grammary, and I play Cole Goodrich.
Hello there.
What if we...
My name is Zach Grammary, and I play the nobody known as Cole Goodrich.
No!
Now, what if we redo the Meet Team Turnabout video, but everybody says their thing backwards? Hi, my name is President, and I am the Team Turnabout leader of IKG Productions.
My name is Emma Sky, and I play Saki.
Oh, Gabulo just dissed on me in the chat.
What?
Wait,
You're fired,
Gabulo, what the
Gabulo.
heck?
You are fired. Pack your things and get out of here. How dare you say that about Cole? You're done.
You shouldn't put your full name on the internet.
Cole was a great character. Okay.
Yeah, he was really underrated in Apollo Justice. I loved when he came back in DGS 3.
I think he had a great, redemption arc. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, as always, Maya is a big fan of Steel Samurai, and Mr. Wright's just kind of like, what?
I forget how young she is here.
I know, I keep forgetting that she's 17, like, in the first game.
I mean, like, when I first played these, I was like 14, 15. I was like, oh, that's a grown-up. And now I'm 21
Oh, that's
and
grown up.
child.
Well, the only reason I remember that I first played Ace Attorney when I was 17 is because I kept remembering I'm the exact same age as Maya.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which makes it kind of funny when I was replaying the Ace Attorney series as a whole a couple of years ago. It was just like I was 22. I was like, huh, I started when I was closer to the same age as Maya. Now I'm closer to Phoenix's. Then when I got to Apollo Justice, I'm like, I'm the exact same age as Apollo.
You know, it's interesting. We go to Mr. Wright's bedroom. It said that in the title card, but we never get to see what it is. It's just a black screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing somewhere that Takumi basically said just to kind of cement the idea that Phoenix is supposed to be like an everyman character, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. It makes
Wonder what
sense to
his
not
bedroom
show
would look
something
like.
like that then. Yeah.
By the way, Alex S. has a question. How much of the Ace Attorney, I guess, series have you played or seen?
Well, for me, I've played all of the entries except I haven't finished Adventures and I haven't played Resolve, but I played all of the other ones, including the Latent crossover. How about you guys?
You need to get on that.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
I
know.
keep
Okay,
telling him.
what Molly tells me like every day. All right, and I'm like, look, college. I know it's an excuse, but come on,
Felt that.
I'll get to it.
Felt that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
How far along in Adventures are you?
I feel so attacked right now.
Tell them.
I am. Let's see. I finished episode 2, and I saw the opening cutscene of episode 3, and then I stopped like a month ago.
I feel you on that because I've played almost the exact amount of Adventures, except I'm on like the start of case 4.
Oh, okay.
Because college moment.
Uh huh.
I just.
And also
I
the
just
fact that I
binged-
got. Oops.
You go.
Okay. And also the fact that I like recently got into Tomodachi Life again, so I've been spending a lot of my time on that. And I just got Metopia, so I'm gonna play all that.
I just binged all of Adventures and Resolve in like 2 weeks. I did nothing else with my
I'm
free
jealous.
time.
That's what I wanted
I
to
know,
do.
like,
I really
I
wanted to just
played-
binge them, but I couldn't.
I know, I played both games an unhealthy amount in my spare time. I was just like, I know I need to stop and eat in something, but I can't.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Eating, not important. Ace Attorney, important. Very important.
Exactly.
Just like Professor
Exactly.
Layton. Very important.
Exactly.
Oh.
I can sustain entirely off of Ace Attorney. Come on now.
It's a very healthy
Maya
diet.
eats enough for the rest of us.
Yeah. I do like how Maya is like, she acts like an actual teenager.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know,
absolutely.
you've seen a lot of media, like 17-year-olds act like they're 35, but I'm like, no, that's a real teenager right there.
Yeah, I think Maya as well.
Cough, cough, mean girls.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
Maya is
yeah.
very well characterized.
Yeah, easily. Well, she used to be my favorite character, but then Herlock Sholmes happened.
Ah, nice.
My favorite now is Gina.
Herlock
Star. I
Sholmes.
love her.
Who?
Just admit it.
I
You
feel
don't
like
have a
there's-
clue what happened.
I think IKG needs college intervention.
Look, I did it to myself. I chose this program because I want to be a good music educator. But now I'm like, well, my hobbies. What about my hobbies? I care about my hobbies a lot, guys. But oh well. I'm trying. Alright, let's go to the detention center.
Same thing with me. I chose to go to art school, and apparently this art school has a lot of work. And you gotta do a lot. So I chose this path for myself, and now I got no time.
Yeah, I feel for you. I do. You know, I really like, my favorite, era of the Ace Attorney series is really like that Apollo Justice, Investigations 1 and 2 versus kind of like Bubble of Time. Those are just the masterpieces to me, you know, but I appreciate a lot about Dual Destinies and especially Spirit of Justice. And I love the trilogy, but regardless of all of that, I really just think after playing all of those games and, you know, finishing Turnabout Revolution and, you know, these grand, large, interconnected stories with so much depth and emotion and so many logic puzzles you got to keep track of, it is just kind of funny to just go back to something like Turnabout Samurai. It's just so brief and so just simple. And not in a bad way, but it is like, wow, like we, you know, I mean, we didn't get to Turnabout Revolution overnight, right? I mean, that was, you know, a build-up where we kept raising the stakes and the expectations of what a final case could be. And regardless of what you think about Turnabout Revolution, I think it's pretty clear, it's a pretty big difference from, like, Goodbyes, which was, like, the original final case, you know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. That just came into
Samurai
my mind.
is like one of those. It's like one of those cases that you can kind of just like play and like kind of relax, you know.
Yeah.
Case in point.
It stands alone.
It does, and I also like the Phoenix Edgeworth dynamic that's continuing to evolve in the scope of the first game as well. I think this case does a lot of good for that, and yeah, it really does just have a nice standalone story. It's nice.
Yeah, I forgot. Edgeworth is still a real piece of work in this one.
I know, that's something I keep forgetting. I'm thinking like, oh yeah, Edgeworth used to be the bad guy.
Yeah, no, we're so used to this noble, honorable, you know, man who's powerful and you know, just a true status symbol. But then you go back to the original game and he certainly thinks he is one, but he's really not, you know?
I know, yeah, the first game in general, I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot that used to be a thing because the second game onward pretty much like changed that status quo.
Yeah, Edgeworth slowly becomes more immortalized as the series goes on, which I actually think I have no problem with. I do think a lot of character arcs go that direction in a really kind of flanderized way. I don't think that really happened to Edgeworth. Arguably, Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice, maybe. But I have other issues with how he's used
I wouldn't
in those
say
games.
flanderized, but
Yeah.
biggest issue I have with something like Investigations is just like, not necessarily saying it's a bad game. I'm just reading, I'm just like, I kind of feel like I'm reading a fan fiction as opposed to an actual canon story.
I love that though. Those are always my favorites.
You know, again, I'm not saying it's bad. It just totally gave off a different vibe from what I was used to.
I have a
Yeah. No, I know
completely
what you
different opinion on Investigations 1. I actually couldn't disagree more. I feel like it is, if anything, I think Investigations 1 in particular is the, I don't want to give away too much of Ace Triangulation number 5 when that comes out in 30 years, but, you know, part of what I want to talk about is, like, that game to me, with the style of writing, the material covered, and how it interprets Edgeworth, it is actually the epitome of classic Ace Attorney, with no strings attached. So that's how I actually tend to view it. It's kind of like the equalizer, is what I'm gonna keep calling it. Like without Investigations 1, Ace Attorney wouldn't have any footing in the modern era, I would argue, and that's why I think people sleep on it so much, to a silly degree, because I'm like, oh, Investigations 1 is boring. I'm like, it's supposed to be a little dull in the sense that we're looking at this through Edgeworth's eyes, and you know, but I don't know. I'm gonna go into a huge tangent, so I'm just gonna stop myself.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah, that's just my personal take on it, though.
Would it be as long as your defense of Layton's mystery journey?
No, that would be the longest discussion I could ever have with somebody.
No, you had it with me. It was like a good hour.
Oh no, Molly, that was just the beginning.
Oh my god.
I'm scared.
Next time you have 5 hours, let me know.
It was good. I'm sure I'll have 5 hours sometime.
Alex S. has another question. What witness do you want to come back in a later entry?
Ooh.
That's a tough one.
Kira from Versus.
Ooh, Kira.
Oh,
There's a lot you could do with Kira.
yes.
I just love that accent.
I'll say Ron Delight. I love him too much.
Yeah. That's a good one. I don't know, me, I think I'd have to either go with Adrian or this might seem like a bit controversial, but a lot of heart. I actually like her.
Oh, I love Lotta Heart.
For me,
Either
it would be
Lotta or Nicole.
Oh, Nicole, yeah. I would like to see them, but I would like to see them come back together. I think would be good.
Yeah,
That'd be
that'd be
pretty cool.
great.
What
What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say, hands down, Rhoda Tennero, one of my favorite
Oh yeah, of course.
characters ever in the entire franchise. I think there's so much potential to bring that character outside of the flight aesthetic and outside of the airlines. There's so much you can do with Rhoda Tennero, given her backstory and how she changes and develops. And I mean, you have to understand, the reason Kay Faraday isn't introduced in Case 2 is because they had enough confidence in this new character to act as Edgeworth's assistants for one case. And I think it absolutely worked. And I love that character so much. I relate to that character. I just, Rhoda, it's great. I mean, I get it. She's easy to forget for a lot of people, but ever since my first playthrough in 2013, 2014, I was like, wow, this is somebody I really want to root for, you know?
Yeah, funny you should mention that, because when you said the name, I'm thinking who was that again? But then
Damn
you mentioned
it! Yeah.
But then you mentioned
Another.
I'm like, oh, that's right. I remember the character, I just could not remember her name.
You and everybody else. No, it's okay. It's okay.
I could never forget that hair.
Never forget that haircut.
definitely won't forget that hair.
I mean, come on. She had to have spent 3 hours getting the hair like that every day.
I'd say 5.
I just see a lot.
Tremendous amount of props for her.
Yeah.
Who do you think takes longer to set up the hair, her or Iris? Iris Wilson.
Probably Iris, yeah.
Probably Iris.
No, I think for Rhoda it would take longer. Iris.
Actually, I had to clarify.
Iris's
Wilson,
hair
there's
is
2 irises.
similar to Pearl Face, and that's actually not that difficult. I did my little sister's hair like Pearl Face for a cosplay once, and you just need loads of pipe cleaners.
Nice.
So I mean, if Iris just kept the pipe cleaners and then just put them in her hair every day, it wouldn't take that long.
Yeah, here's another character that I want to see come back. Viola Cadaverini.
Oh yeah.
She kind of felt underused to an extent.
I
Yeah, that's
definitely
why.
felt that way about her and Recipe for Turnabout. They're completely underutilized. Completely.
You know who I can see her being a really good duo with Vera Mishim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a great
something.
influence on Vera, but it would be very interesting to see, for sure.
I don't know. I don't feel like Vera is that impressionable.
Really? I mean, Christoph Gavin,
Yeah, but he's a master manipulator.
I suppose that's true. I guess that's why.
Gabula wants Mike Meekins to come back.
Yes.
I would.
Keep them coming.
Yes.
Keep them coming.
I hate Mike Meekins.
Molly.
Excuse
I
me?
love Mike Meekins.
Molly, you're fired.
I do too.
I just wait. Who agrees with me?
Nobody.
Yeah, I
No
did.
one.
Rose would agree with you.
Your opinion is wrong.
I thought someone said I do too, but maybe
No, I was saying I do
don't
too
know.
to I love Mike Meekins, because
I just
And Prosecutor Walton wants either Von Karma to come back. I know one of them won't be, but Francisca, yeah.
Bring back Francesca. I want her to be the main prosecutor. Bring her back.
Yes. My
There's
dream
stuff to
Ace
do.
Attorney 7 is Athena Sykes Ace Attorney with Francisca as the prosecutor. That's my dream
Yes.
Ace Attorney 7.
That is a dynamic
Great.
that I want to explore in the Shield of Justice if I can. I want to write that. Well, I also want them to write it even more. That would be so cool. Yeah.
I just think Athena would not put up with it, and it would be hilarious.
Athena
would
would
not-
snap
they're
back
both,
the most. I think.
They're both stubborn and sassy in like their own unique ways, and I think that would just clash so freaking well, and I love that.
You know what would really frustrate Francesca, even as she's cooled down throughout investigations too? Okay, if I'm writing Ace Attorney 7, and I know that most people remember Francesca from the trilogy, because most people remember the trilogy, and if I'm thinking I want Francesca to be very loud and obnoxious without, like, just diminishing her development, here's what you can do. Athena Sykes conducts a mood matrix therapy session on Francesca von Karma, and if Athena can expose her emotional flaws, that I think is enough to send her into just a fit of rage without diminishing the maturing that she's done throughout later games. I think if you fundamentally expose the flaws with Francesca von Karma, she'll be extremely upset with you, because we saw what Edgeworth even prying at her looked like in the airport scene at Justice for All, right? Now try that on a deeper level in front of a courtroom, and I think Athena will be whipped to death. So, I would like to see that. Maybe I'll even write that in the Shield of Justice.
Athena dies. So. Athena just passes away. Yeah.
I'm actually going to write down that idea. I just came up with it.
Yeah, plot twist. Athena likes Ace Attorney. Athena dies first case, and it's actually a Phoenix game.
I'm going to write down Athena versus Francesca.
I wouldn't put it past Capcom, if I'm being honest.
So
Matrix exposing her emotional flaws.
Haven't you been quoted? I would like to see Athena whipped to death. IKG.
Oh, whoops. Out of context. It doesn't look very good.
Yeah, James for Thought in the chat has the most obvious idea, gumshoe.
Oh, yes. Although he's getting a little old, that poor man.
At the very least, I'm glad in Spirit of Justice there was at least mention that he was still around doing detective work. So to an extent, I'm satisfied. But I'm just like, no, I want to talk to this guy again.
Okay, I wrote down the idea. I don't know if it's any good, but I like it. We might do that. Okay. Also, hi Sky. Thanks for joining. See you in the chat.
We should bring Missile back.
Yes.
Missile is the killer.
What if Missile's the victim?
Oh.
No.
Well, I don't know. Emotional baggage. I don't know.
It's limited emotional baggage and making everybody hate you.
Okay, well, to be fair, if I wrote an Ace Attorney game, everybody would hate it, probably, so... Oh, well.
Hans
I would
Gretel
like it.
has a question. Sorry. Hans Gretel has a question, kind of off topic, but you guys played Metroid Dread? Personally, I gotta wait until next week.
Oh, good question.
I've been playing it off and on.
Nice. I'm a diehard Metroid fan. It's my third favorite franchise of all time. I've been waiting for this for so long. Again, same reason why I haven't made progress with the Great Ace Attorney. I'm not even going to bother starting Dread, because I can't focus on it right now. But I look forward to playing it probably later this year, maybe Thanksgiving break, maybe after the semester in December. I'm really looking forward to it. I've heard a lot of great things. And the real news I have to share is that I actually obtained the special edition after trying all day to get it. I actually managed to purchase it, and I'm sending it home. I don't even want to hear. I sent it to my house, and my dad is going to pick up the package for me. So, bless his heart. So, yeah. I'm just so happy to have it. But in terms of actually playing it and enjoying it, it's gonna be a while.
Yeah, I won't go into detail, but this is my first Metroid game ever, and I'm having a heck of a time.
Great!
So I guess.
Welcome to the series.
Yeah, I've played games like it because obviously it inspired a lot of games, like the whole gameplay concept. But yeah, actually playing a Metroid game itself, I'm definitely having a heck of a time.
Awesome. Also, I'm sorry, Sky. I didn't mean to make everybody cry. Have you played? Alex asks, which of you have played the Danganronpa series? Not me.
I keep
I have
meaning
not
to.
played it.
I have it bought and downloaded on Steam, but I have not actually played it yet.
I have not played it, but I am so excited for Switch release.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
can
coming.
finally
That's
play
right,
it.
I forgot. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
happening.
The lovely Sky Spire actually gave me Danganronpa, which is really nice of him. And of course, because I'm a horrible friend, I haven't played it yet. But I will someday, I promise. It was very nice of him to do that.
Now I'm pressuring you to play it too. Play it.
Oh my god. God. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to just like be like, I quit college, I'm gonna play through all these games, then I'm gonna upload videos on my channel? Okay, why does this actually sound good? Hold on. Something's off. Wait a second. Wait, this sounds way too good to be true.
Success.
Oh, thanks, Gavulo. Thanks you. Yes. Hey, Gumshoe! I miss him.
Oh, Maya.
Yeah.
So I never get used to how Maya's tongue is white. I just find that really unnerving.
No, I don't think it's supposed to be a tongue. It's just supposed to be.
I
just...
know it's not, but that's what
Teeth?
it looks like.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm so used to the original DS fights. When I see the HD stuff, like example like that, actually, someone described it best. It just looks like she's holding an egg in her mouth when she makes that pose.
Yeah, or like a
It really
bowl of
does.
rice.
It really does. Yeah.
Thanks, Sky. Appreciate it. I wish Ace Trilby was with us to do the voice. That's my endearing character trait.
I love that line.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Saki, how is the I know they keep showing up in my sub box. How is the Justice for All playthrough going with Reunion or Farewell My Turnabout?
It's going pretty well. I mean, I feel like I shouldn't say this here because it's on stream, and yeah, I don't know if anyone here watches my videos, but I had it all pre-recorded anyway, so like all I got to do is just like edit and then upload. But yeah.
Okay, so in that case, have you finished Justice for All entirely in recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gotcha.
What's your channel called?
SKVA.
Oh, just SKVA.
For everybody who's listening, SKVA is currently doing walkthroughs or Let's Plays of the entirety of the first game is done, and she's almost done Justice for All. And what's cool about it is she voices every character. So you should definitely
it's so fun.
definitely check it out if you have time. I can't really watch them all, unfortunately, but sometimes if I'm doing like busy work, I usually put them on in the background. So.
Oh, that's sweet.
I know that's like, I know as a content creator, like that's not what I want to hear, so I'm sorry, but I don't want to lie.
It's actually kind of sweet. I honestly don't even expect people to watch my videos. I just kind of like, I just wanted to record them. Like, that's how I play the games, like by myself. And so I was like, one day I was like, I want to record this. So that's what I did. I don't really care if people watch them.
Nice.
I remember years ago I did a Let's Play of the first Ace Attorney game. And when I say years ago, I'm talking like over 5 at this point. I haven't had the courage to go back and watch them because I'm just like, can't imagine just how interesting that's going to be.
Oh, take care, Sky. Also, he said he wishes us a wonderful rest of our day, but he also clarified that he also watches your videos, Saki, so hooray.
Yes, I know. Thank you, Sky.
Who wants Ace Detective Dick Gumshoe? Sure. You know what I want to see? I want to see Gumshoe, like, in his early days. I want to see, like, how he, like, managed to, like, gain some of his, hidden competence, as a detective. Like, I want to see sort of, like, around, like, Turnabout Reminiscence, kind of era for Gumshoe. I think that'd be an interesting game. And maybe they explain, like, at the end of the game, he, like, graduates and gets the green coat instead of the white coat. Nah, that'd be stupid. Never mind. How about a costume change? A costume DLC. That'd be fun. Yeah, you know how it's like kind of like a cream color in like the back, like in the older games, kind of like a creamy kind of color sometimes.
I am a little bit colorblind. I thought it was brown.
Oh, no, it's okay. I mean, it's not very
It's
far
all
off.
very
from brown,
light brown.
So, yeah, it's not very far off. Oh yeah, definitely check out Saki's videos if you got the time. They're very good.
Oh. Thank you.
You're welcome. One of our regulars, Perry the Pollet, says, I have seen a few of them. I kind of like how the judge is voiced. Hey. That's a compliment to you.
Oh, that's me. Oh, I thought.
Yeah, no, that's you.
Thank
That's
you.
you.
Thank you. It's the Turnabout Storm voice. So yeah. I cannot get like the Turnabout Storm judge voice out of my head, so that's the one that I use.
Nice.
There are people fighting outside my window again.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Are you serious?
It's just in my building, like a little bit away from my building, it's just this massive car park, and people just seem to go there to fight, like all the time.
Why?
I don't know.
I'm a little worried about you, Molly.
It's like separated from the like buildings where I live.
Okay. All right.
I'm safe. No, I did see a guy there yesterday, and he was just like lying on the ground for ages, and I was like, "Is he dead?"
Oh my
But then he
god.
moved, so I was like, "Oh, he's okay." This is Manchester. No, I'm joking. Manchester's lovely.
It seems like it's a very lovely place. I
Molly,
really
be
want to
safe.
check it out
Aw,
someday.
I will, Alex. I promise. How you doing? Molly, go up and scrap him out of Emmy Altava style. Oh, it's Chris! Hi, Chris!
Gumshoe's theme is one of my favorite pieces from the original game.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's really good.
Yes.
I think the
Like I said,
instrumentation is particularly great.
I say I'm kind of biased with Maya being my favorite character, so that for me that would just have to go Turnabout Sisters is my favorite track.
Well, that's fair. I'm not even sure what my
Which
Plus,
absolute
it's just
Turnabout
a
Sisters?
nice, catchy, upbeat song anyway.
Do you prefer the JFA or the original game version?
Yeah.
Oh, to be honest, like to me, like I know there's a difference, but it's just like there's not enough of a difference where I'm just like, oh yeah, that one's way better.
Or
If
ballad.
I'm being completely realistic, my favorite official version is In Flight from Versus for that like one cutscene.
Oh, such a good
I
love
love that one.
Such a good arrangement. That's easily one of the
yeah.
best arrangements there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love the cutscene themes from that game. They're amazing.
That game in general is just amazing, but
Yeah.
You can say that again.
that game in general is just amazing, you know?
You can say that again.
What is your favorite piece of music in the series, and why is it the Great Turnabout?
Thanks.
No
Um,
comment.
That one's pretty good, but I think my favorite is the Great Witch Trial from Versus.
Oh, yes.
That one's
I love how that
amazing.
takes cues from Court Begins 2001, but it's absolutely its own, like, amazing.
It's just
piece.
better.
That's what I noticed about like
Yeah.
the Labyrinthia versions, especially since we had the original versions in the first part of the game. Like you can just hear the similarities between the 2001 versions of what it's supposed to be representing.
Yeah, and I mean, imagine having the challenge as the composers, of this title to be like, not only do I have to take a style and arrange the original chord suite from the first game, but then I'm going to make an original chord suite for this game, hinting back at the same melodies. And your job is part of the job description would be not to make it sound samey, and they managed to do it. I mean, it really is impressive. Honestly.
I know the one that's the most samey, obviously, is Objection 2012. But even then, it's just like.
But even then, the
so
new
epic
brass
and
section
grand.
is so just powerful, and it's completely
Oh
original.
yeah, easily my favorite Objection theme in the entire series.
I think it might be mine too. I mean, it's at least up there. I mean, the moments where Phoenix Wright is pushing against such an unfair situation and just manages to just charge through Barnum and the entire gallery, and I mean, it is a feeling you'll never forget, ever.
Totally.
I still remember my first playthrough. It's just one of the most inspiring things I've ever experienced in my life. It's incredible. Never forget.
Honestly, I keep forgetting about Barnum. It's terrible.
Barnum, Barnum,
Barnum,
Barnum, Barnum.
I just think in that game, for me personally, he's overshadowed by Dark Claw. So when I think of that game,
Totally.
I think of Dark Claw.
Well, that's fair, because she is fantastic. Yes.
He's awesome.
Yeah, and Barnum wasn't a bad character by any means, but yeah, he just wasn't as developed as, say, like Edgeworth or someone in the first game.
That's
But
true.
yeah, he just didn't get the same.
But Barnum
attention.
was still a good prosecutor. I still
Oh,
really
absolutely.
enjoyed him.
Like, especially
yeah.
given the circumstances, it's just like I'm actually amazed that like he was more or less on our side so easily because he was just so obsessed with getting rid of the witches when he could have easily just been in a situation to just completely dismiss everything we were saying, even if it made no sense.
Right.
Yeah.
James for Thoughts has a question. Did you hope for Phoenix to enter Smash Bros. Like a lot of us did? And how did you feel about Sora? Was an incredible reveal, but not even Ace Attorney Spirits is still weird to me.
Phoenix is my number one hope for Smash, even if I don't think it's most likely. But yeah, that Sora reveal, I was just like, I can't believe the madman actually pulled it off.
I love that Sora's in Smash now. I have been advocating for him for years, and I haven't even played Kingdom Hearts. I was just like, I need Sora to be in Smash. Like,
I know, like I've never played Kingdom Hearts, but I know who he was. But even I was just like, yeah, I know he's a well-requested character. So yeah, when it zoomed in on that Mickey key, I'm like, no way.
heck yeah!
For me, I felt like Sora was always a well-deserved choice. I have yet to play the Kingdom Hearts games. So I was incredibly happy. I wasn't personally like fulfilled, but I was very happy with him being like the last fighter. That was such a good choice. And the fact that they were holding off that information from the Smash ballot all this time, that really made me realize how special it was. Bayonetta was number 3. I guess they'll never tell us who number 2 was on the ballot, unfortunately. But yeah, I thought that was great. His reveal trailer is especially well made. It's just fantastic. I did want Phoenix right. I thought he had a shot. I didn't think he would make it though, just because there are still, as huge as the Smash roster is, there are still characters more well known and substantial, like Sora, for example, right? So you need your Soras to get in before you can get your Phoenixes, right? So, it just wasn't going to happen, but I did have some hope. There's endless potential. I've watched, all those moveset, concepts. I've actually played Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I main Phoenix right in that game, so I'm very familiar with him in a fighting game setup. But yeah, it's a shame, but it's okay. He was actually Cole. He was my number 2 pick. Professor Layton was the one I wanted the absolute most.
Oh yeah.
If I had to choose.
Same.
Yeah.
And number 3.
The reverse.
And number 3 was Wonder Red from the Wonderful 101. So those were like the 3 that I was like, that's like IKG's 3, choices, and I didn't get any of them, but that's okay. It's an incredible roster.
Yeah, I'd say Layton and Phoenix for me are like equal. I just went more with Phoenix as number 1 because I feel like he just has a more realistic chance compared to Layton.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Phoenix definitely Phoenix definitely has more of a chance.
Mm-hmm.
I think Layton would be funnier, just like in terms of pure contrast with everyone else. I know most people would be like, who the hell is that? But it would be great.
Well, if we're talking visual contrast, I don't think anybody can top Steve, let's be real.
Yeah.
I love Steve in Smash so much. I could make
so
a whole
do I,
video
but
about that.
I still, every time I see him in Smash, I'm just like, this doesn't feel real.
It doesn't. It really doesn't, but it's perfect. I think he was executed flawlessly. Out of all of the DLC fighters between both packs, I'd say Steve was just the biggest success in terms of just, I don't know, just how it was done. And I know that sounds weird because it's like, but wasn't he like the, faithful to a fault? I would say no. It's very different, but like, I don't know. I'm just so happy with Steve's moveset too. It's incredible. yeah, Minecraft I thought was treated very well in Smash. I really
Yeah, because
did.
I was one of those people who was like, okay, I can see some sort of Minecraft representation. I just thought it was gonna be like a me sword fighter skin for Steve. Like that's what I thought. So when I saw that reveal trailer and realized that Mario was in a Minecraft game, I'm like, are you kidding me? He actually did it?
They actually did it.
The madman Sakurai.
He is a bad man at this point, but in a good way.
Yeah, Hans, I think
the
it's really
three-
stupid that the Kingdom Hearts collection is going to be cloud-based. See, I thought that what they were saying was Kingdom Hearts 3 will be cloud-based, and I was like, okay, as much as I don't like that and think they should properly adapt to the Switch, I at least understand it. But the collection, like the PS2 games that were, made in HD for PS3, like, are you serious? That's just lazy. I mean, there's literally no other way to look at that, I think. So, that's really disappointing. Like, oh, Kingdom Hearts 1, we couldn't, we couldn't spend, like, the, 1 month to, like, get it to run on the Switch. So, here, cloud-based. Like, are you serious? Like, that's a joke. I'm getting it on PS5 if I get a PS5 someday. No way I'm going to get it, on cloud on Switch. I just... That's ridiculous.
We got an Azran Legacy hater.
We do?
Yep.
Disappointed.
Ban 'em from
That's
the
the
chat.
term. They're disappointed.
Ban him from the chat. No, I'm kidding.
No, it's okay.
Hans is one of our regulars. What do I think of Azrael Legacy? Well, I was not disappointed by it. It's not perfect, but I think it is an incredibly well-made story. It was a high-effort production. Incredible environments. It improved and refined the gameplay and visuals of Miracle Mask a lot. It has one of the best overall puzzle sets in the series. It had good online mechanics. It had good extra features. It concluded the prequel trilogy very well. It's got a lot of depth to it. It's got a lot of areas. It's got a lot of heart. I really think Azrael Legacy wasn't perfect, but I really think it was amazing. I really do. Sorry to hear you were disappointed by it. That's okay, obviously. But I'm on the side of that game that thinks that it was great.
We got another question from Alex S. What video game series is your favorite that isn't a visual novel? Mine's is Pokemon.
Pokemon, good choice.
Yes.
For me, my number one's Layton, my number two is Ace Attorney. Number three is the first non-visual novel, and that would be Metroid. So for me, it would be Metroid. Allison.
Mine is probably Xenoblade. Oh, sorry.
Oh, Xenoblade for Molly. Nice.
That is a tough question. I think I'm gonna have to go with Pokemon just solely because I have so much nostalgia with that game and the series in general. But yeah.
What's your favorite generation?
Oh man, I don't want to get any controversy over. I really like.
No,
Gen
don't worry about it. Oh,
Okay.
okay. I'm a Gen 4.
Yeah, no, that's a tough one for me because Layton is my number one, and I wouldn't necessarily call that strictly visual novel, but I can see how that can be interpreted that way.
Yeah, that's
so.
a bit of a gray area. But for the sake of things, if we said it was a visual novel, then what would your next choice be?
I don't know, because my favorite game in general is Plants vs. Zombies, so I want to say that, but the series as a whole, I'm just like, I'm not a fan of the direction they're taking it, so I pretty much only just like the first game, so that's a tough one on me.
Oh, Hans, no need to apologize. It's your opinion, and I
Ooh,
understand.
Hans says Fire Emblem.
I understand what you mean about pacing too. I can see that.
Been meaning to play Fire Emblem for years.
Oh,
I've only ever
yeah.
played 3 Houses, and I loved every second of it.
I played.
Three Houses look so good.
I played 7. I played the Blazing Blade, and I thought it was fantastic. So I've got to continue
heard of
Fire
that one.
Emblem. Yeah, that was a great game. I don't know why I didn't continue the series yet. It was so good. I want to actually play the other 2 GBA games before I move on. So I'm probably gonna get a translation and a fan patch of 6, because 6 is like the sequel to 7. Weirdly enough, like 7's a prequel to 6. I think it's called the Binding Blade, I think, as opposed to the Blazing Blade. So I'm gonna play that next. Then I'll play Sacred Stones, and then I might go to Awakening. I might, I don't know. I don't know after that. I could go to the Ike games on GameCube and Wii. I could go in all sorts of directions after that, but I think I will really enjoy the series, considering how much I really like 7. I just haven't, the backlog.
Yeah, look, God, how many games do you have in your backlog?
I lost
gotta be like
track 2
100.
years ago, so my list is really
So what's,
outdated.
What's your list right now? Like, what's number 1 on the list?
In terms of priority, it is the Great Ace Attorney
Yeah.
Chronicles.
Good. Okay, what's number 2?
Number 2 is Metroid Dread.
Okay.
Number 3 is finishing Super Paper Mario.
Oh.
That seemed a little out of nowhere, but okay.
Yeah, well, I don't always talk about the things I do, Cole. Okay.
What was that?
That was my that was one of my caricature voices.
Oh, okay.
Molly is secretly judging me right now.
No, I'm not. I'm not secretly judging you. I'm overtly judging you.
Okay.
Joking. I would never judge you.
I know. You're great. James for thoughts. Question. How different are the latent prequels to the Ace Attorney sequels? I haven't played PL outside of Curious Village, so after DB and UF, I'm really curious about what those are about. Well, I'm not sure exactly what you mean. I mean, if you mean in terms of quality or like how they like go along with the hardware, because you're definitely seem aware that they like kind of happen around the same time. So I'll try and answer that holistically. Like the Ace Attorney sequels, the latent prequels like increase presentation once you get to 3DS. They have that in common. I think where the Ace Attorney sequels start to really stumble on ambition and tropes and nostalgia and other common issues with 5 and 6. Okay, quality. Okay, cool. So let me be clear. I'm not one of those people who's like super down on Ace Attorney 5 and 6. I mean, I used to be like years ago, but they have a lot of issues. Some people would say that's also the case with the latent prequels. I don't think so. I actually think overall the latent prequels are better than the original trilogy. I know Cole disagrees, but I think overall, at the very least, it's pretty consistent. Like, if you liked Curious Village, Diabolical Box, Unwound Future, I'd say Unwound Future becomes like the benchmark of quality when you play Last Spectre, Miracle Mask, Nazarene Legacy. Like, yeah, you might have like prefer some over others, but they're all basically at Unwound Future level, in my opinion. So, and I include Versus, Mystery Room, and Millionaire's Conspiracy in there too. Like, they're all just kind of like, they have strengths and weaknesses that are different, but they're all basically the same level of quality, in my opinion. Whereas with Ace Attorney, I would say, Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice, maybe are a bit of a dip. Not like a huge dip, but they're a little more problematic than some of the earlier or mid Ace Attorney games. So I hope that answers your question. Either way, I'd say for either series, you should definitely play all of the entries. I think they're all worth doing. So if you started Layton, I'd say no reason to hesitate. I mean, of course, we'll see what you think of the prequels, but yeah, I'd say you should totally go for it. But don't you know FE7's story is bad? Someone made a top... Well, I don't know. I like the story, so too bad for them. I recommend FE4, one of the best stories told in games. I've heard a lot of good things about Fire Emblem 4. Yeah, Hans, I agree with that. Now I'll shut up for a bit. We have a new question from Alex. For my panel here. Have you guys played the Persona series?
I have not.
I have not, but I do cosplay someone from Persona 5.
Said I've played Joker and Smash. Does that count?
No.
Then no.
And I haven't played Persona either, I'm sorry. Although, actually, there are a couple
I-
members of Team Turnabout who are huge fans of Persona. They're just not here. That would be Jonas and Jay Faraday. They're huge Persona fans, but unfortunately, they're not here right now.
I tried playing Persona Q2, didn't really work out.
James, that's super interesting here. I enjoy more than Pieta, so it's nice to hear different perspective. Yeah, I mean, no, that's cool. In fact, I think I would overlap with you a little bit, James, because I would take Spirit of Justice over the first game. I might take Dual Destinies over the first game. I'd really have to think about that. But I think I would take Justice for All over all three of those. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because, Justice for All I love its themes. I think all the cases are extremely strong. Aside from a little bit of pacing issues in 2 and 3. I like the overarching story with Francesca and Miles. That overarching plot line of the tension between the two of them is one of my favorite things in the whole series. Which I'll have to cover more in depth on 3A in the future when I may or may not redo the first two in a combined video someday. And so, I think that would be a great opportunity to, analyze that in a bit more depth. And Justice for All's tone is just very interesting. It's very dark. It's very dual-toned. Everything that's funny is also kind of sad. The comedic characters are also sad. Everybody's sad. And it sounds like it's a downer, because the game is a downer, but it is really, it has a good purpose. There's, a good message to why everything is so bleak. That's why it's significant that there's a case featuring an entire circus, yet it's all tragic. The last place... Now, I mean, circus accidents are, a well-known thing, but generally speaking, you would think of a circus as a very bright and happy place. Again, generally speaking. I mean, you have,
I actually love that case.
You have, your Robin backstories and Batman and stuff like that. I know there's dark twists to it, but, no, it's horrible. It's horribly depressing, and I love, how, the interwoven plot line with the main characters, it also takes a turn in that case. And yeah, those are just some of the reasons I really like Justice for All.
That kind of ties into another question Alex has. What do you think of third case syndrome?
I don't think it exists. I have to say, I don't. I think that's a big myth. I think people who coined that have noticed a trend. But I think what that trend is that third cases are usually detached from the main narrative. However, that's faulty for two reasons. One, that stopped being true for half of the franchise. So how much of a trend is it really? And number two, I don't believe there's a significant dip in quality with case 3s. I really don't. First of all, I'll be the first to tell you that Big Top is a great case with a few flaws. I don't think Turnabout Samurai can even do anything offensive either way. I mean, come on, what it's not the best case ever, but what's really wrong with it? That really.
Yeah, it's solid.
Recipe for Turnabout, I have some issues with, but most people, including myself,
love that one.
Yeah, I mean, most people, including myself, would still say it's a great case, even though I have some issues with it.
It definitely causes some suspension of disbelief, but yeah, still enjoyable case.
So totally enjoyable case. And Turnabout Serenade, I'll defend until I die if I have to. I love that case. I'm so mad when people criticize that game. I get overly emotional.
Me too. I get so mad.
I used to be one of those people who, overly criticizing him for but the prosecutor's logic doesn't make sense. So the only coping mechanism I have is that's the point.
I think the only third case I don't like is the kidnap turnabout investigations.
Aww, okay.
I just don't get on with it. I love how Kay is introduced in it, but I'm thinking about it and I don't remember what the plot was.
Oh, it was great. It was about there was a kidnapping, of course, but there was a ransom. There was hiding within this massive
Several
amusement park.
Badges.
Lots of badgers.
Badger.
There was some political connotations. There was an inheritance dispute. There was Kay and Lang's introductions and all the tension with that. That was a big case. And of course, the Amanos, which really tie into the Von Karmas, right? So.
Oh yeah, I just thought they kind of sucked, like personally.
Damn. All right. Well, that's fine.
Sorry.
No, don't apologize. I'm just. Yeah. Everybody hates the Kidnap Turnabout. I was talking
Can I
to
say,
I was talking to my good friend, the
I will make it very
storyteller.
clear.
I was like, storyteller, like you like it, right? He's like, not really. I was like, damn it, no, nobody likes it.
I don't hate it, but I'll just make it very clear right now that I don't believe Emma needed to be there at all.
Was Emma there?
Understand.
Yes, Emma was in that. See, there you go. Emma was in that case.
I really
And
I don't remember that at all.
Did like nothing.
I know.
Oh, did she have the-
Only because of a window.
Did she have the striped socks in that one?
Yes, she has the striped socks.
I thought those were cute. Like that is
They are
all I
cute.
took away from it.
Yeah, I have to admit, it's true. It's true. That criticism is valid, Cole. 100%.
Because one complaint I hear is like they had too many of like character comebacks in that case. I'm like, I wouldn't. I mean, they had a lot, but like Old Bag, she basically served her purpose of misidentifying someone. Then Meekins was Meekins. There's no other way to put that. But then Emma, I'm just like, yeah, she could have easily been replaced by a standard lab tech.
Yeah, for sure. Just any forensics officer that they have. Yeah.
Exactly.
They wouldn't even have to make a portrait sprite. Actually, that would have saved time. Let's catch up on the chat here a bit. I'm sorry, I keep rambling. Actually, how about someone else reads the chat because I feel like I'm talking way too much.
Hans, I will. Can I just say I love Turnabout Academy. It's just one of those cases. I
Me too.
truly do enjoy it.
one.
It's so fun. I really like all the characters, and I like the dynamic within. I'm sorry, IKG.
That's what I'm saying. Like in my ideal Athena Sykes game, like they would have some of those characters come back because yeah, those are really good characters.
Evan, are you okay?
He's not okay. I know how he feels about I know how you feel about Robin Newman. At least.
It's okay. Everything is fine. Awkward.
Anyways, Alex also asks,
Okay.
what badgers are each of you?
Oh my god.
What were all of them again?
Okay, so there's Blue
I'm
Badger.
the creepy proto badger.
I knew you would pick that, Molly. I knew it. So there's
How did you know?
because I know you well. So there's the Proto Badger. There's the which is like it's again kind of an unfinished original design, therefore it looks a little unsettling. But he's kind of neutral. Then there's the Blue
It
Badger
looks
who's
dead
like
inside.
yeah, the Blue Badger's like the good one, who says like police is good, like advocating for like the good side of like the police force, kind of like what you would expect. Then you have the Bad Badger who's just the exact opposite, and he has sunglasses and a pistol. And then you have the what's the name of the pink one again?
Is it just the
I
pink
think-
badger?
Oh yeah,
It
it
might
is.
just be the pink
Isn't it
badger.
just a badger?
You're right. It's just the pink Bowser. What? The pink Badger.
Bowser.
Bowser.
And we're in court. Oh,
There you
God.
go.
So yeah, for me, Blue Badger for sure. Molly's Proto
Yeah,
Badger.
out of those, I'm the blue badger.
You're a Blue Badger. Okay, Allison, which one are you?
Yeah, I'd probably say the blue badger.
Okay, Saki.
Man, I don't know. I guess I'll just be different and say pink badger.
All right, there we go. Got more representation there. No bad badgers. Big shocker.
Actually, I'm gonna change my mind on bad badger
No, Molly.
because I hate.
Proto fits so much better.
Pink gold peach badger.
Metal, pink, gold, baby, like
Baby badger.
yeah, just all of the
Oh,
Mario
no.
Kart stipulations
God,
in one.
no.
I could totally see the police force adding a baby badger.
Oh my god, please.
Yeah, it's like for training to like save babies or something. They could tie that in. Yeah, like a special unit. Let's see.
It's like the Iron Infant.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hi,
yeah.
We have DJ Kent in the chat. Nice to see you. great member of Team Turnabout right here. Yes, I'm currently playing this via PC on Steam.
King Gold Medal Baby Badger Kong.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Alex. Let Molly be herself/themself. Thank you, Alex.
No. She's not allowed. That's ridiculous.
Metal
Okay.
No, it
little
isn't that-
Tanuki baby cat recolored badger.
God, these are awful.
I love the way Mario says Tanuki in Mario Kart 8. He's like, Tanuki! Like, I never get sick of that.
I am not a fan of Mario Kart 8 because I suck at it.
Mario Kart 8 is great.
I
don't
was-
suck
No,
at it,
right,
but
I have to explain. I was a god at Mario Kart Wii. Like, no one could beat me. And then Mario Kart 8 came out, and I just couldn't get along with it, and so I hate it.
Oh yeah, Mario Kart DS. That was my childhood one right there.
No, I was also good at DS, although I didn't own it, because I felt like it was just the same as Mario Kart Wii. Like, many of the tracks were the same, the controls felt the same. Like, the drift and stuff was the same.
Controls of a Wii game felt the same as a DS game.
You know what I mean?
I mean, to be fair, the Mario Kart formula isn't really one that changes entry to entry, but yeah, I get what you mean.
But, like, Mario Kart 8 is different in, like, the way it controls.
That really comes from 7, though. 7 really made those changes, and 8 just
I
kind of...
forgot that was 7. Yeah,
Yeah.
anything after Mario Kart Wii.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that I wanted to hear it again. That was an accident. Skip it. There we go.
Oh,
Alex wants to
Computer.
know what's our favorite piece of evidence.
That's that's a great question. I've not heard that one before.
There's a lot of evidence. There's a lot of ones that made me go, "What?"
I have
Trying
one.
to think.
I have one. Founder's Orb from Spirit of Justice. That's my favorite.
Yes!
Yeah.
It's an incredibly
That's a great
significant one for many reasons. So I love.
Oh,
Founder's
absolutely.
Orb. Yeah.
It's not
especially-
the updated autopsy report.
I especially like how it's used in the first half of Turnabout Revolution. I really like that stuff with the Founder's Orb. That was good. And like the puzzle where Apollo like lights it, and you know, such good stuff.
That really reminded me of the Elysium box from Pandora's Box.
Yeah, it's
With
kind
the
of similar.
puzzle.
Your name, please. Seems
I know,
Edgeworth
I
has
just
a bit of
saw
trouble
that,
getting
it's
his
like-
witnesses to say their names.
This is the only case in which Old Bag is funny.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
Nah.
But people always
She's way
list,
funnier
like,
in Investigations 1. That's her best game.
She just never needed to come back, in my opinion.
But people always make lists of like Old Bag, Larry, Lotto, like all these annoying characters. I'm just like, but I like these characters.
I don't understand why
Water is
why
great.
can't Ace Attorney
They're
fans just
fun.
understand the point of them? Like, why is it so hard to like tell why they're here? I just don't
To
understand.
be fair, I'm still angry at how Larry was treated after the first game because he just flanderized so hard. That still gets on my nerves. But Larry as a character, like first game in particular, I'm just like, yeah, I like this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Larry was flanderized, but it's a case where I'm mostly okay with how it's done. But it does... I do kind of miss how he was more like a normal guy, quote unquote, in the first game.
Because like in
So
every
I guess-
game afterwards, because like in the first game you have like Phoenix and Edward like, you know, being his friend, but every game afterwards they want nothing to do with him. I'm like, dudes.
I guess with
Yeah.
Larry, I could take it either way because of how he was executed in terms of his flanderization. But I definitely see where you're coming from. There's a big difference between Laurice Dionim by the time Spirit of Justice hits and the first Turnabout Larry. I mean, it's a huge difference. That's true. And there's no transition. You're right. There is really no...
And I can't even
Transition.
blame new writers because Takumi himself is what started
Takumi
it.
himself started it with TNT. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Well, we really think alike.
You said Turnabout Larry for a second, and I was like, that's not a case, but I wish that was.
Whoops.
Turnabout butts.
Turnabout butts. There we go.
Ooh, Hans says that one of my favorite pieces is the cart from Adventure of the Runaway Room. Yes. Okay, I think that's my favorite. That was really cool.
Don't tell me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, IKG hasn't gotten there yet, but yeah, that's honestly, that's my answer. That's my favorite piece of
All right,
evidence.
well, I'll look forward to it.
Founder's Orb is a close second, though. And
Nice.
following that, probably the Attorney's Badge is just a classic.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, of course,
Yeah,
of course.
like you can't go wrong with that one.
I especially like the detail for the Prosecutor's Badge in investigations games, where by reading the description, you learn that he finds it's too flashy and bold to wear, so he just has it in his pocket. I just think that's really interesting.
Even though not a single other prosecutor wears it.
Yeah. I just find that so interesting. Like, that's one detail. Like, if you said, like, describe Miles Edgeworth in, like, a few sentences, that's just something I'd always bring up, because I don't know, I always found that kind of eccentric in a way. Like, oh, he keeps it in his pocket, you know.
S asks, what theory have you got right in the Ace Attorney series?
What theory have you got? Or, like, does that mean, like, what, like you figured it out, like, early? Is, like, that what that means, or?
I don't know.
I'm assuming, I don't know.
Because if we're talking about that, there are a lot of instances, and, well, to be fair, I don't know what it's just because, like, this first time I've ever first time in a while I played a new Ace Attorney game, like, completely blind, so I'm not obviously older than when I first started, but when I was playing Great Ace Attorney, there were plenty of times where I'm just like, they just said one thing and instantly clicked in my mind what was happening, and then, like, this is one of those situations, like, you know what it is, but no one else does, so you gotta wait, like, okay, come on, get to the point already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had that with the Great Attorney as well. I thought that was... Yeah, I really like that about it, that you could... The threads were there to piece together from very early on, like how everything was going to end up.
But
Like,
again,
you had to really think about it.
and to extent, I'm just like, is that the writing's fault, or am I just smarter than I think?
I liked it.
I predicted that Elise Dionum was Misty Faye. I still found that very cool, but yeah,
Really?
I
Set you off there.
I pricked.
What made you think that?
Oh, I gotta think. What was I thinking as a 14, 13, 12-year-old? I guess what I was thinking was like, first of all, in combination with her theme, her like piece of music, her general demeanor, and her expressions, it gave off a very matured, almost otherworldly kind of female figure, you know. And I felt like, okay, this is sort of the way I pictured Misty Faye when they talked about her in the first and second games, in Reunion and Turnabout Sisters. And it just kind of, and especially, you know what it was? It was all of that got me thinking about it. And she left it, as I said in my Trials and Tribulations review, for those of you who've seen it, like, she left a very powerful impression on me my first playthrough, like, and she still does. But I think what really did it was her very motherly connection with Pearl. And I thought, this woman is more familiar with Maya and Pearl than they are with her. And then I kind of thought, is this the Misty Faye who was like hiding in the mountains after the horrible incident with the police? And then voila. And it was just such a cool revelation still when it happened. Not just because like, ooh, I was right, but just I love the way how that was presented. It was so mystical, you know.
I was so sad about her dying.
Yeah,
I
that's a really
liked her.
that's a horrible death, honestly. That's rough.
Yeah, still kind of sad about that. I think her theme is like one of my favorite tracks in the whole series.
Same here. That one makes me really emotional.
So if you want to talk about sad death, like, honestly, to this point, after replaying this series, I'm just like, because when I first played this series and, like, you know, Mia was murdered and all that stuff, I'm just like, but then she kept getting channeled, so I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. But then after replaying this series, it suddenly dawned on me, like, no, she's dead. Like, that's kind of weird, messed up.
Yeah.
And especially after playing Trials of Tribulation again, playing as her, it's just like, man, I want to play as her more, but I can't.
Yeah. Mia is a rather tragic character.
Oh, absolutely.
And not just because she
for
died.
sure.
Not just because she died too early and too young, but because of even when she was in her prime as a professional lawyer. It's a very tragic life. But the game doesn't really it doesn't force it down your throat, but it's very evident. I mean, just her handling of Mr. Falls' suicide alone, and then how she and Edgeworth wear that on their conscience forever. I mean, really, and yeah, I don't know. There's so many unfortunate things that happened to Mia Fey that it's interesting that she was pretty stubborn as a person before those things happened, but she saw Mr. Right as an opportunity to be a little more positive and a little more laid back. And I think that it's kind of sad that when she reached that point in her life where she felt like content, she was killed. You know? And that's her story. That's it. I mean, yes, of course, she was channeled and got to see some of these lingering threads wrapped up, which must have been wonderful for her, right? To see, Dahlia taken down and so forth. But
Oh, I can only imagine what she was thinking.
yeah, she did roast her really well, after all. But yeah, tragic character. All right, bye, Alex. Thanks for stopping by.
DJ Kent, that is indeed a question. Not to get political or anything, but what on earth is a stepladder?
Well, you see, it's this vertically designed piece of structure. It's like a metallic structure usually, and it has these little horizontal planks that you step on. And by step, I mean you take your foot and you put it very carefully on the one above it. And what it does is it actually raises your elevation little by little. So if you keep putting your foot left, right, then you'll actually be able to ascend in the air. And that is the purpose of a stepladder.
Oh, so
Thank
you're
you for
describing
coming to my
ladder
TED
is what
Talk.
you're saying.
But the difference is that it's an emphasis on the steps. You see, the steps are the important thing, whereas the ladder is, big picture. We're thinking about the tiny details, Cole. It's the steps. Yeah, the steps.
Just saying, you take steps on a ladder. Just saying.
On the ladder, the pegs that you're climbing up on aren't really step designed. You are stepping on them essentially, but you're also climbing. Like, they're normally cylindrical. You're climbing up the ladder, but then on a step ladder, you're not really grabbing onto anything very often. Maybe sometimes the side of the ladder, but they're not. They're like planks. They're flat. So I don't know.
Well said.
But you still step on them.
I don't believe in ladders or step ladders. You're all sheep.
What do you believe in when you see an object like that?
So I think it's all like a government conspiracy to hide the fact that we can actually all fly.
Interesting.
I'm just not
I'm
sure
just
what
here to watch
say.
the chaos unfold.
Just don't know what to say.
James for Thought says, saddest death to me was you-know-who from Spirit of Justice. I was right there with him when he realized what happened. Yeah, same here.
Oh,
Aww.
oh, that reminiscence theme. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's really powerful. That's a big one.
Yeah, that was one of those moments, yeah. Because one of those rare times where you figure something out at the same time as the character is just like, oh no.
Yeah. Oh, Hans says, is it a shovel or a spade?
Well, that one I agree depends on the actual object itself. Like, are we talking about a really big spade or like a really small shovel-like thing? Which one are we talking about here?
Hans
I would
said,
say that if you
"Oh, go
if you
ahead."
have to use two hands to use it, then it's a shovel. But if you can just do it with one hand, it's a spade.
I'm good with
Makes
that
sense.
logic. Yeah, I can run with that.
You see, a lot more straightforward there.
Let's see. Han says IKG is the Superman of language and writing. Oh my gosh, stop. His kryptonite is criticizing Apollo Justice and Azran Legacy. He's right. If you put a gun against my head and said criticize Apollo Justice or Azran Legacy, I'd really have to really gotta work those neurons up there or something. That's gonna be hard.
So you wouldn't just say shoot me.
Well, I try to fight for my life a little bit. I mean, come on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You join the team and you criticize apologists. Oops, sorry.
IKG's explanation is so calm. I feel like it's going to be an April Fool's video about stepladders. Oh, that's a fun idea. Yeah. Let us define what a stepladder is, and let us define what a ladder is. You see, no.
It says, I can use a shovel with one hand, though. Maybe not good, but I can still use it.
Well,
That's
get
fair.
you.
You can, but the most optimal way is to use it with two hands.
Oh, he meant that if someone else criticized them, I'm in physical, literal pain. Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Well, here's the thing. Like, it might more or less kind of be a me thing, but just like, I could... Like, there are just some games, movie shows, whatever I find to be absolutely perfect, but even I gotta be like, yeah, if I were in charge, I would have done that a little bit different, so I totally understand that.
IKG ASMR. Yes, Hans, I agree.
Molly keeps saying...
Can we get that from you?
What? Okay, do you want a new subscriber threshold thing? Is that what you want? We're about to get... Okay, fine. I will record a substantial... I don't know how long, but like I'll record an ASMR thing for the team. If that's really helpful to you. I'll do it at... This is going to be on recording so you can cite this and our viewers will know. I'll do it at 2,000 subs for the channel.
Okay.
It's a new goal.
Alright, 2,000 subs. Let's get going, people.
It is set in stone.
I know, Hans. I will do it at some point. Probably be next year at this point. I don't actually remember what the contradiction is, and I'm hardly paying attention, unlike how I usually play the game. So, I don't know. Nope, that wasn't it.
Okay, nothing.
There's a big news.
You mean I have to actually think when I'm playing this game? I guess I have to.
Oh no!
No, you didn't save, scum? What's wrong with you?
No, it's fine. See, when I said this was a casual live stream, I also meant I'm hardly gonna pay attention, and I really haven't. Let's see. Let me think about this.
Honestly, I keep forgetting that the case is even playing.
That's
Yeah, me
okay.
too.
It's just kind of background stuff. Let me think. Let me think.
Save scumming is an intended mechanic, you fool. The penalty bar literally means nothing.
Exactly. There's a reason I have yet to game over in an Ace Attorney game.
Do you need to press her? Oh no, you're doing that.
No, that wasn't it.
James for thoughts, criticism on Apollo Justice. Turnabout Succession doesn't have a section where Phoenix gives Trucy a hug. 0 out of 10.
I agree.
We're all just heavily concentrating on trying to figure this 20 case out.
It's like I've beaten this case like 3 times and I just can't do it right now for some reason. I don't know. I'm very silly.
That's a moment. Me too.
I'm trying to think. Well, I think there's a problem with the photo. I think there's a problem with her statement and the photo, or the spear. It depends on which scene is she's having a contradiction.
Did you try presenting the photo when she said that he was dragging his leg? Did you try that?
I don't think I did, actually. When he sprained his ankle pretty bad.
Yeah, either that or James for Thought says, wasn't the contradiction something to do with the spear being broken?
That's what I remember, right? And that would make sense, right? That would be logical. So he broke one of the props. It was a big mess. You can see he's dragging his leg clear as a day. He sprained his ankle pretty. Let me try this first. No, that wasn't it.
Did you press? Have you pressed all of them?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, so there is definitely a contradiction on this one. I did verify that.
No.
Oh, thanks, Molly. I got your DMs.
What DMs?
You sent me DMs.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I see. Ha 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 ha.
Why would I DM you?
Because you do a lot.
Lies.
Yeah, Perry the Palette says, you can't see that its power's in the photo.
That makes sense. Why am I overthinking this? So you can see that's how I knew it was powers.
Yeah, that's the contradiction. Then show the photo.
Nope, didn't work.
What?
What?
Excuse me?
Why are we all so, like...
We are all a disgrace.
James Thought says it's the line, you can see him clear as day.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes... like, it's all like... You know what I mean, though? It's like all the same idea. It's just we're not doing exactly what the game wants.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the the only fan case I published. Like, that was a criticism, because...
Oh, we got a game over. Oh, well.
Oh.
So, even the people in the chat don't know. Like, we all, like... There's something about this one that's kind of fishy, I guess. Guilty.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Okay.
He's dead.
He's dead.
He has disease.
That was forgetting that if you lose, your client dies.
Are we really gonna have to look up a walkthrough for this?
God forbid.
Possibly.
Ooh.
Oh, new case?
We actually did play a bit of Reunion on a previous live stream, so... But I think if I have my save file, then I think what we'll do is we'll continue from where we left off. But I forgot that you can't skip the cutscene, so we're going to have to wait until that's over. Uh-oh, Gabula will be mad then.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, the more I think about it, I think this is probably my second favorite case in Justice for All, because Farewell, I mean, come on, you can't top that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree, Hans. Usually,
well.
Hans, I agree. Like, when the statements are all kind of similar, then I like it when the games give you multiple options of getting it right. That, I think, should be a requirement if it's, you know, something like that. It was the first game, so I'm not going to get too mad about that, but yeah, you can tell there's a bit of a lack of a polish there, I think. Let's try continue. Okay, so I do have a reunion and Turnabout save. Oh, here we are. Oh, so this is right after the incident where Turner Gray gets shot, I think. Right after that.
Oh, so like So like right when the case actually more or less begins.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sparta!
So a lot is here.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here we continue.
What's your favorite piece in the Great Ace Attorney?
Molly, do you know? Do you have a favorite?
My first thought is Sasato's theme.
Yeah, that's a nice relaxing one. I
I
mean,
say Iris's theme.
that's a good one. I think I'm just gonna have to go with Sholmes' theme. Like, it's just, I don't know, it pumps me up so much.
I think out of all of the ones I've heard so far, Confess the Truth 2015 is my favorite so far.
Interesting.
Da 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 da. I really like that melody and how that keeps moving. It's a really good moving line. And it's also very dramatic thanks to its excellent instrumentation. So good. Alright.
Gumshoe.
This part really scared me actually when I was younger. And like you pan
Really?
over and
Oh,
you
why?
see like bloody Maya, but she doesn't look quite right. Ugh.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's like Turnabout Sisters kind of in setup, but it's so much more dramatic and serious. It's really something else.
Like, there's more to go on besides, hey, your name is written in blood on this piece of paper.
Yeah, and now we're directly tied into the fake clan, and there's just a lot of politics with that, and yeah, it's a
Right.
lot on the player, I think. Justice for all, it's not messing around. Really not.
Nope.
Even Gumshoe's taking this really seriously, you know, he's really focused on what needs to be done. Some people in chat are sharing some of their favorite pieces. Nice.
Oh, Gina's theme. Yeah, I love Gina's theme.
I still have yet to
opinion
meet
things
Gina,
of thought.
actually. I've seen her design,
it's
but
Gina
I
is
haven't met her yet.
my favorite character in the whole series.
Oh, wow. Now I'm really excited.
Gina's
Should
cute.
be.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say she's my favorite in the series, or honestly, even if she's a good character. I love her. I love she's a good character, but
I just love her Cockney rhyming slang. I love it.
Yeah. The way she speaks is pretty entertaining.
Here we are.
And that's one of the things I like about the game in general. Just hearing like all the English speak, it's just like, I don't know. I like it.
I mean, the most hilarious thing is that there are people in England now that still say those things.
Yeah. Hans wants to know, what is the one moment where you realized I love Ace Attorney?
Bad on guard.
Oh.
That's all I gotta say.
I don't know. It wasn't really one moment that really stood out. I will say as a whole, so famously I didn't know that the series had an order or anything because I went into it so cold. So I played TNT first, I played the first case, then I played like some of case 2, and then stopped during like the investigation or trial. Maybe it was the first trial with Godo. When I learned that there was like more to this franchise and there were 2 games first, I put it down and I got 1 and 2, and I played through them. And I think it was Turnabout Goodbyes when like I really like clicked with it. But overall, I would say, even then, the game that I say that really made me a fan was Justice for All, because I was so consistently engrossed. But I was really a fan from the beginning because I kept having the inclination to continue and talk about the series and so forth. So, I don't know. My answer's kind of bland, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I got
know.
into.
Yeah, because I played the series Wow. Jeez, now I think about it, 7 years ago was the first time I played it. Jeez. So, yeah, I don't really remember one single moment that it just like, oh, this is awesome. But I guess I don't know if it made me like, I wouldn't quote unquote love the game, but the beginning of Turnabout Sisters, the case, like just seeing like the direction it went, just like, okay, this isn't quite what I was expecting.
Hmm.
I think. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Go on.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'd have to say I really started liking it. I played the first game first, but I started out with this idea that it was just going to be a goofy little game that I would be like, oh, this is, these have some funny characters. I really like it. And then at the beginning of Turnabout Sisters, I was like, oh, there are very serious themes in this game, and that I now am understanding. And then in Turnabout Good Goodbyes, I was like, wow, this carries like a huge story across all of the games, and I really like it. It's not just goofy, though it has those moments. It has like a serious over theme with goofy moments just to keep you engrossed, and I don't know, I really like it.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Like I wouldn't necessarily say I thought it was gonna be like a goofy, silly, funny game, but yeah, like beginning of Turnabout Sisters, that's when a Hammer's like, no, this is a very serious situation.
Yeah. For me, the first moment that really made me love Ace Attorney was the bit in Versus where Maya gets burned as a witch, and that like cutscene where Phoenix is like, Maya!
Yeah.
Because that was the
No.
first game. That was the game that got me into Ace Attorney. So I was like,
right.
oh, who the hell are these people? And then at that point, I was like, I love them, and I don't want anything bad to ever happen to them again. And then I had to go and play the series.
Yeah. Because I remember when I was first playing Versus, because I've been playing for a while. So after the trial, I'm like, okay, once the trial's done, I'm just gonna call it quits for the night. But I'm like, well, I can't stop here. I need to know what happens now.
David, I have visited the Ace Attorney wiki many times. It is a very nice little platform.
So sorry, Hans.
Oh, sorry, Hans. Yeah, we usually spoil everything. Sorry.
Oh no, sorry.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Maybe we should be more clear with warnings. The only thing we're not really trying to spoil is the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. A lot of us are familiar with the Versus, so we do usually talk about it. I'm sorry, but...
It's not like an end game spoiler, it's kind of like in the middle.
Yeah.
So it's not like, it's still worth playing. That's my
The
point.
moment I realized I love Ace Attorney was probably the Lost Turnabout, funnily enough. Cross-examination 2002 and seeing the whole incident. Gumshoe, of course, made me a fan. Ah, that's nice. Culmination of a lot of elements you really liked. That's good. That case has such a good hook.
I say honestly, Cross-Examination 2002 is probably my favorite cross-examination theme, at least in the trilogy. I actually like that one a lot.
It's one of the first things I think of when I think of Justice for All, because it embodies the game's spirit so much. Of, again, the dual-tone nature, and it's just, yeah, it's so nice. So
that
beautiful.
being said, though, as a case, The Lost Turnabout, I honestly can't take it as seriously, because I'm just saying, I'm like, you're telling me that the only person who realized that the defendant's name was spelled wrong, including the defendant herself, not even she realized it. The only one who realized it was a lawyer with frickin' amnesia.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
After that, I'm just like, I just can't take this case as seriously as it wants me to.
Yeah, I don't know about like the whole amnesia thing with the Lost Turnabout. It's kind of like the Lost Turnabout is actually probably my least favorite case of the trilogy.
Yeah, mine too.
If I'm being honest, like that's probably the same for me as well. Not just because of what I just said, but it's also because just like as a whole, most of the time, I honestly just kind of forget that it exists.
Yeah, same.
I prefer it so much more over the first Turnabout. But maybe I'm alone on that. DJ Kent says, I thought the series was pretty good, but Ace Attorney Investigations 2 was when it went to truly amazing for me. Okay, so it was like one game that like really solidified it for you. That's cool.
That's
Presto 2009, that one's great. Muhammad's in the chat. Yay!
Hi, Mohammed.
We love Muhammad.
Hey, also the banana glove.
The banana glove.
What? Oh, I forgot about
I think
that.
in the trilogy you get an achievement for saying it was a banana too. I think they made
I
that
can
an
believe
achievement.
it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like 90% sure. I'd have to check, but
I know there's some achievements for like, yeah, you'll get an achievement if you like do or say something ridiculous.
yeah, that was always a really funny part of the first case of that game. Is just like the banana
Richard
glove.
Wellington likes big bananas.
Yeah, Richard Wellington likes big bananas, and then everyone's just like,
I actually like
What the hell?
strawberries.
yeah.
I know, just like I just love when they have choices where you know what is obviously wrong, but you just like, I gotta see what happens.
Yeah.
I wish we could see Iris too, David. I think that'd be really cool. If they could make it work narratively, I would love to see her come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have no plans for that character. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Well, you should.
Yeah, no plans.
Yep.
No plans.
You don't think it would make sense for Iris to like be in Kurain? Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unless
That's
they
a
were
good
to really
point.
revisit Hazakura, but I don't see a reason for them to go up that huge mountain again.
Right.
if in the next Ace Attorney game they revisit Kurain, maybe Iris would be there.
That
I
I
don't
could
know.
see.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
Imagine her as like a
to meet
defendant
Iris.
again.
Oh, this
Sister
is the
Iris.
image that like really like it's just I found that it's so disturbing.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Cool.
Though the first key that something is wrong is that Maya's chest is exposed.
Yes. I like how that's actually considered like viable logic in the trial too. Like I like how everyone's like, "Yeah, you're right, Mr. Right. Her chest is different." I'm like,
Oh god.
I'm like, guys,
Gee!
why are you paying attention that much to that? I'm like, I mean, they're
Well,
right. They're right. Like, it's useful information. Like, I understand that. It's just, why are we so readily like understanding of that? A little weird. A little weird.
Oh yeah, Dean again. Yeah, Larry, are you high? The woman in the photo is flying very high.
I love that one.
That cracks me up so hard.
Yeah, every time that one makes me laugh.
Larry is high all the time.
Also, this has to be one of
Very
the
true.
saddest scenes in the trilogy, though. But
Oh,
we're not really paying tribute to it, but that's
Mm.
okay. This scene is so sad. It was
Well,
one.
especially since Maya has her self-doubt, like she actually thinks she did it.
Yeah. The spirit channeling being used against her, basically, psychologically. It's just. It's really
Like,
bleak.
that's gotta be so scary for her.
Yeah.
Like, she has no idea whether she actually did it or not, but like everything seems to point to her, and like she has no reason not to believe that she didn't do it at that moment, and she's so scared of like what's gonna happen to her. I cannot. Oh,
Yeah.
If you guys could spirit channel, would you do it?
I don't know. Would you?
question is, who would you? Spirit channel.
I think I would. I would just be curious.
I don't know.
Yeah, there is always a risk.
There's a lot of ethical considerations. I'm not really sure. I mean, it would be nice to see somebody who passed away return.
But you
What?
wouldn't see them though.
It certainly wouldn't be for you.
I know, yeah, that's the thing. Like, if I,
Yeah.
because yeah, I'm thinking about like who I would channel, but like, well, no, I wouldn't be able to interact with them if we're going by the crane channeling technique logic.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And now we have Maya's Magatama, which we're going to give to Pearl, who will power it up for us.
Yeah, that's another thing I like about Justice for All is just like adding the Nagatama totally changed like the gameplay.
Yeah, it's a great gameplay enhancement for the investigation segments. Something feels off in the first game when you don't have it.
Yeah, it's true.
That's when you know it's really, really good, because if you miss it in the older games, then yeah.
It feels the same as when you replay Breath of the Wild and you're on the Great Plateau and you forget you don't have the paraglider.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah.
Right.
No, it's very true.
Yeah, and I will give the 3DS games this. Like, I'm glad in those games, like, when you're given the option to, like, present the Magatama, you actually have, you know for a fact you have all the evidence you need to get through it. Because I remember in the trilogy many times where I just, like, through them, just like, oh, I don't have evidence for this. I need to back out. Because we're like, you don't know.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, there you go, Hans ass. Favorite gameplay gimmick?
Logic chess.
Logic chess. That's a good one.
I don't know. For me, I think I would have to go with the mood matrix. I just like using that a lot.
I as well. Yeah, Mood Matrix.
There's not a single one I don't like. It's hard for me to choose. I mean, the Magatama has the least, like, fun, like, presentation in terms of, like, I feel like I'm doing gameplay. But in terms of thematics and plot and structure, it's probably one of the best. It's incredible. And then I love the bracelet. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I really like it. I even like the Mood Matrix. My opinion of that's really gone up. I like the Divination Seance a lot. As complicated as it is, I think it's really rewarding. I haven't explored the ones in the Greatest Turning games enough to say much. I will say this. I think overall, if I had to pick one, I would say Logic from Investigations 1 and 2. Not Logic Chess, but Logic. I think that's probably my favorite overall. Yeah. If that even counts. I don't... That one's kind of blurs the line. Because it's almost so I mean, I was going to say, it's almost so integrated that I don't even know if you could consider it one, but yeah, I really... Those games wouldn't be the same without it, I feel like, honestly.
Oh yeah, Muhammad brings up a good point. The dance of deduction from Investigation, from a Great Ace Attorney. Yeah, I'd have to say, I had a lot of fun with that one.
From the one that I did, it was really good. Yeah.
And honestly, that's more or less when I realized, like, yeah, like, these games wouldn't work in the traditional 2D sprite system. Like, no, they really take advantage of the fact that we're in 3D.
I think one of the highlights of the whole series for me is that dance of deduction at the end of Resolve Case 4, I believe. Or Case 3. No, never mind.
Another thing I'd really like to praise Justice for All for, and especially Reunion and Turnabout, is just how well it fleshes out the spirit channeling techniques, the lore, the technique itself. All of these details are really fleshed out, whereas if the first game was all we got, you know, it would work just fine, but we wouldn't really be able to explore it. You know, I mean, I feel like... And obviously Trials and Tribulations paves it even further, but I feel like this case just really does it. I mean, Morgan Fay is despicable, but there is something to be said about her describing the channeling, because she obviously understands it incredibly well. Maybe even a little too well, we might say.
Yeah, because I see a lot of people criticizing the series, like, they're just thrown off by all the spirit channeling stuff, like how it's, like, totally, like, unrealistic or whatever. I'm just like, I like the addition because it saves it from just being a standard, like, fully grounded in reality experience.
Yeah. Nobody would like Ace Attorney if it was purely grounded.
Because, you know, lawyers in court and stuff, like, not exactly the most thrilling stuff in the world.
No. I mean, it can be, but not like this, you know?
No, definitely not like this.
Logic is pretty fun, too. The power of common sense. I mean, logic. Actor's illusion. Yeah. Nice.
Like, yeah, what's that infamous comic? Lawyer superpower number 1. Bracelet that determines lies.
Oh, yeah.
Superpower number 2. Tiny little computer that determines emotions. Superpower number 3. Logic.
Magical lawyer superpower number 1. Psychic lie detection.
Oh,
Magical
yeah.
lawyer superpower number 2. Hypersensitive telespotting. Magical lawyer superpower number 3. Basic logic.
That was perfect.
I've watched that way too many times.
Isn't it a comic? I feel like I've seen it in comic form.
It is.
Alright, yeah.
James says, Dance of Deduction is incredible, but it's too easy. Like, never failed in them easy, but the point is in them being elegant and stylish, so they shine very brightly. From the one that I was able to do in the second case of Adventures, I really did enjoy it, but it was also a little... I also felt it was a little too easy. But I did really like the presentation, and I really got into that excitement that Sherlock Holmes had, and also how I like how Ryu likes to get a little more excited about it. Like at first he's like, "No, I'm not enjoying this," and then like he's like, "Oh, I kind of get why Mr. Sholmes works like this. It's kind of fun to piece it all together with such theatrics and." Getting the player involved in that and having them care about that is also really important. So I'd say for the most part, I do like the Dance of Deduction. I'm looking forward to doing more of that in the game.
I like doing all the hand motions with them.
Right.
Nice. I do that all the time with Professor Layton games. I always copy the professor's mannerisms. In fact, sometimes I do it in real life. I'm not even trying to. I told Molly that just happens now. There's nothing I can do about it.
Wait, did you?
Yeah, I told you about that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, there are even
That's pretty
times
funny.
there were times like even after playing Great Ace Attorney where I just found myself like snapping and then pointing forward. I'm like, I'm playing this too much, haven't I?
That's awesome, though. Seriously. Yeah, Muhammad's right. It's like excessive, but like in a perfect way.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun, so that's all that matters.
Yes, thank you for not spoiling them, James. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Great track.
I said, but I do agree that those are good cases.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah, now I got that music stuck in my head.
But you can't complain because it's great.
No, yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm just laughing at
Good music, good music.
all of it's good music.
Honestly, the music and Great Ace Attorney is just amazing. I might like it even more than the music in Versus. Maybe.
Well,
Wow.
that's the thing for me. I'm just like I listen to some of the tracks, especially like the trial is over music when they're back in the lobby. I'm just like, this just feels exactly like the one from Versus, like the rendition of the 2001 version.
Mm-hmm. It's very similar. Won the case 2015. I've only heard it once, mind you, but actually twice. Once for the video we did, but it's very similar instrumentation and style to the 2001 arrangement in Versus. You're right, but the big difference, right, is that it's a little more Baroque, and I really like the Baroque style of it because every note is just very short. Unless it's slurred, then it's a little longer, but it's very short on the strings, almost staccato. It's just very short, very stately, very, stately. That's the word. Which is interesting because it's supposed to be a piece of a lot of compassion, and it is, because it's won the case. It's very happy, it's very celebratory, but it's also got that stately, kind of attitude to it, which really fits for this sort of Victorian era London, because there's kind of a obviously not Baroque, but it's kind of a similar kind of aesthetic, right? I don't know, I'm just talking nonsense, I guess, but yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Okay,
I just don't particularly remember that piece.
gotcha.
I'll listen to it again.
James for Thoughts asks, do you think Capcom is going to announce anything on the 12th? I don't think they will, but it is the 20th anniversary, so I hope we get some merch for us, like those blessed plushies.
It's possible. I would say the Grace Turner Chronicles really was the kind of tying into the anniversary, so they might not do anything specific. But I don't know. I feel like we'll definitely hear about something Ace Attorney related within the coming months. Because the series is getting some momentum again. But that could mean anything from merchandise to, you know, a new game being probably like the most dramatic thing they could reveal. But yeah, I don't know about the 12th, but I'd say the series is in a decent state. Definitely better than it was last year. So, and every day I still see people on Twitter like, hey, I got the Phoenix Wright Attorney collection, or I got Phoenix Wright Attorney trilogy, and I'm like, yes, great. And like, people are really liking the series, and they marathon it through the end of Bridge of the Turnabout, and then they're like, I want more. I want Apollo Justice on Switch. You know, I want it on PC. So
even if the announcement is they bring 4, 5, and 6 to the Switch or something like that, to the new system, they're like, I'll take it.
Yeah, that would be great. And with the same like level and care that they gave this collection, I think that'd be really great. Or Chronicles, again, the level of care put into that collection was just fantastic.
Absolutely.
So if that's the new standard, then please bring it on, really.
By all means.
Yeah. A lot of people want to play 4, 5, and 6, so let's bring them over. Bring over Investigations 1 and 2.
She wants to play Apollo Justice.
Yeah. Come on, Pearl. We need you. There she is.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, you got your Megatama presenting whatever, but then you don't have that one piece of evidence you need.
Right. Oh, Pearl.
Can we just talk about the state of Pearl's forehead in the HD sprite?
Yeah.
Like, she's very cute, but come on.
And it doesn't get better when she grows up.
No, just part of her. Yep.
I mean,
No, I'm not criticizing her. I'm Oh, God, I'm
No, I know.
echoing.
I know.
I'm going to leave the call and come back because I'm echoing a lot.
Yeah, I would double dip as well, James, or triple dip at this point for me, I guess. Yeah, keep bringing on PC. I loved how Pearl just cracks out of her shell and just hits you with a million emotions at once, and her theme starts playing. It's Justice for All, man. It's just so good. Oh wow, it's like a beautiful fairy tale. That earnest look shining brightly in your eyes. It must be true love. What?
It must be true love.
Yeah, thank you, Saki.
Oh,
That's another thing I kind of forgot. Like, I forgot there was a point in time where Pearl was just like silent, kind of creeping at you, but because I'm just used to her being more happy and upbeat.
Yeah. Of course, we have our Pearl Faye voice actor with us for when
Hello,
Pearl.
that's me.
Yes, for when she debuts in the Shield of Justice, eventually. Haha. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, Mohammed, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, overall, I think I'd prefer TNT just a little bit. But if you want to talk about the biggest moments of the trilogy, Justice for All. I don't want to dog on the first game either. I mean, they've all got a lot to chew on. But yeah, just Justice for All. It's just like, I don't know. It just hits me personally. I just feel like
a lot of people.
I feel a connection. I feel a connection to this vision that they had for this game. I really do.
I feel like people overshadow it because of like, you know, the love triangle and Big Top, which, yeah, that's a very, very valid criticism. I'm surprised that nobody in Capcom considered could be a problem.
Yeah, true.
Even like, I know Japan's different and all, but like, even when they were localizing it, you would think somebody would go, hey, why don't we bump her age up a couple years?
Yeah, it's pretty weird. Pretty weird.
Okay, that'd still be creepy, but at least it wouldn't be, you know, illegal.
Like, I know it inadvertently ties into the whole point of the corruption, the wrongdoings, the dark side of the circus, but that was a little unnecessary.
Also, the judge comment.
Yeah. This game, this game definitely doesn't do its idea perfectly of how to present the Ace Attorney world, for sure. There are a lot of parts like that I'm like, oof. I think they learned their lesson, to be fair, after Justice for All, for the most part.
What I mean by the judge comment is at some point the judge says, referring to Regina, just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't date her too.
Come on.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Ew.
That is
I
it.
do remember the line where, like, yeah, they first meet her, and Phoenix was like, yeah, I think I'm falling in love with her too, or something like that. I'm like,
No!
Because I just remember seeing a simple video of it on YouTube, but like it shows that line, then it immediately goes to the court record and shows her age.
Yeah. It's really messed up.
Yeah, but that's honestly like my biggest criticism about the gays. Everything else was just like, yeah, it was alright. Like not bad or anything, but just like, yeah, it was okay. It was alright.
Yeah, Mohammed's right. Way to paint a rough picture of the main cast. Seriously.
Yeah.
At least when the judge makes that comment, Phoenix makes like a kind of funny comment afterwards. He's like, Your Honor is looking a little less than honorable right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least they call him out on it.
The unhonorable judge.
Your dishonor.
Your dishonor.
It would be. I don't know why I just thought this. That would be a great like rap name. Your
Oh
Dishonor.
my god. When's the judge's mixtape coming out?
Yeah, him and Marlon can do a track together.
Yes.
Yes!
Marlon Rhymes feat Your Dishonor.
I don't think he's going to be doing any rapping anytime soon.
No, but you know.
I don't know.
one can
It might
dream.
help. It might help his friend to like have been in prison.
Maybe.
I mean,
Yeah, there
doesn't
you go,
make him more
Hanzo.
interesting.
I said, why is Sasato 16? She looks and acts like an adult, but you gotta have that teenage sidekick. Yeah, that was basically me when I found out that Sasato was 16. I'm like, I just through all the promotion and stuff, I thought she was like around the same age. But I'm
I
like,
thought she was like
why would I-
20.
I thought she was
22.
19.
that's like, why would I ever think? Why would I ever think that the female assist in an Ace Attorney game would not be a teenager?
This whole time I thought she was 19.
She's extremely mature for her age.
Absolutely, and the deep voice she has doesn't exactly help with that either. Like I know they're teenagers with deep voices, but it's just like, well, to be fair, it's not as weird as hearing a Rafa's voice. I'm like, yeah, that is not a 14-year-old girl. I am so sorry.
Yeah, it's like the same problem over and over again. It's fine. It's a minor detail. But like, yeah, it's kind of funny. They get the voice to match the character perfectly, but then when they give them an age, it's like, what? Really? Okay.
Also, see you, DJ Kent.
Bye, DJ Kent. Final
ya.
thing before James goes. What's your favorite prosecutor and why is it Gaspin? JK, my assignment. As you can see,
favorite
there's no room for debate.
Ugh.
Oh, Manfred and Justice for All. Alert, alert, alert. So this is when Francesca is teased to Phoenix Wright as this formidable opponent that's going to approach him in court. So this is a pretty big moment. I really like this line. The horrible aftertaste of the evil he force-fed me is something I'll never forget. It's a really good
Metal.
one. Yeah.
Battle.
But didn't Von Karma stand trial? And that's where the other piece of bad news comes in. The Von Karma you're facing tomorrow is actually his successor. Successor? Yep. Literally, pal. It's Prosecutor Von Karma's kid. I love how blunt he is. His kid became a prosecutor real young, like 13, and hasn't lost a trial since. That's what they call a prodigy, pal. Kid, huh? Wait a sec. 13? The kid became a prosecutor at the age of 13? I mean, a prodigy like that, I would have heard something about. Oh, no. The kid was born and raised in Germany, pal. That country's got a lot of stuff and is a great place to develop a person's talents. Germany, huh? That's probably why I've never heard of this person.
It reminds me of that other comic where it showed like just showing all the characters basically getting their qualifications like younger and younger, like starting at Lana, then all the way to Francesca at 13. Then it was like, shh, I'm trying to hear the new prosecutor, and it's literally a baby.
I remember that.
It's so sad. Like, he gets flashbacks of Edgeworth, and then he's like, never mind, it doesn't matter. He's not with us anymore. I'm like, ugh, poor Phoenix.
Jeez, Sasato's age ruins the hopes of all Ryusa. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Basically, shippers of
Yusa?
Ryosusa.
I guess.
I don't know, I feel like that's something that would develop over a period of time.
Because that's the kind of thing I was getting, like, the further the series on. Like, I wouldn't necessarily say it was, like, hinting at them being love interest, but just the bond growing. In the same way Phoenix and Maya.
Yeah,
They're like friends.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
they're good friends.
I think they'd be a believable couple, like, later, but not right now.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that maybe later down the line, perhaps.
That's kind of like, as I was playing, like, obviously this before I like knew she was 16 or whatever. I'm thinking like, oh, is it gonna lead to like her like are they gonna be together and she's gonna be like also technically Phoenix's like descent or ancestor, like great grandma or whatever, which could technically be possible, but.
I like how Gumshoe looks at a key like that and is like, is that your house key? Like, no! Not even close! Come on, does this look like a house key to you?
Gumshoe isn't exactly known for being the most logical of thinkers.
Is that your house key or something, pal?
That's why I love how he's a big deal. He's like in a starring role in the investigations games, because especially in the first one, he disappoints Edgeworth so greatly. It's hilarious. Remember how you have to explain what logic is to him in case 1? I love that part so much.
Yeah.
At least in Labyrinthia, it made sense why you had to do it.
Yeah.
Logic? What's that? I don't have any of that.
And then Miles Edgeworth is like, oh, I'm going to talk to the player right now. You shut up. I can't deal with you right now. So anyway, logic is blah, blah, blah.
That's something I just love about Versus. Just like, they have puzzles, they solve puzzles, but they don't know what logic is.
Yep. That's what's so meta. Alright, time to see if we can crack a bit out of Eeny Meeny, which we won't get much progress with, but we'll have something.
Ooh, Ace 37. Phoenix is kidnapped. Maya has to channel Ryunosuke to solve the case.
Yo.
First
That would be
psych lock,
sick.
first psych lock of the series. Here we are. Ace 27.
that must
Phoenix
be
is
a-
kidnapped. Maya has to channel Ryunosuke to solve the case.
Seeing that first psyche lock must be a real moment for Phoenix.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you just kind of would think you were going insane, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would definitely think so.
Thankfully, Pearl was there to help rationalize it a little bit, but it must have still been pretty out there. Oh, sorry, I meant to present it. Whoops.
Psycho
Locks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Allison, you haven't said much in a while. Do you want to share anything with our lovely viewers?
It's really just I don't know what to bring up. I've never done something like this before, really. I
Aw.
don't know what to talk about.
That's okay. Well, you're doing just fine. Are you having a good time?
Yeah, it's been
Good.
pretty cool so far.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's my first time doing anything like this as well, and I am just voicing every thought that crosses my mind with no filter.
Like, yeah, imagine just seeing the world around you fade. Yeah, that would trip me out.
That sounds terrifying.
It does.
I think its reaction to the Cyclops is a lot more logical than Phoenix's, because
Oh,
he said,
yeah.
like, oh man, I caught what Phoenix had, oh god. But yeah.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I also like how he
Yeah, I'll
calls
be-
them psyche locks, like, because he just doesn't know what a psyche lock. It's funny to.
No, he calls
He
them
calls them
Psycho
Psycho
Lock.
Locks.
Oh, sorry,
Psycho
psycho
locks.
locks. Yeah, like, what a perfect way for that character to mock like one of Phoenix's defining ability. I know it's so simple, but I love that so much.
Our opinions on character design, specifically in Great Ace Attorney.
I don't have much to say since I haven't seen most of those games, but I'll just say so far, very inspired.
What I'll say for sure is like you can definitely tell that Takumi was inspired by Layton with some of these character designs.
Haha.
Yeah, I don't really know much about character design or art, or I just think they look good. But there's like this feature in the bonuses section where like the person who did the character design like shares their notes and all the prior versions of the characters and their inspirations, and I thought that was awesome.
I know I loved going through that.
Oh yeah, me too. I love going through like first designs of the character and just seeing how much it's like changed.
And honestly, some of that stuff is like where until I noticed some of the subtle stuff. Like I was like, oh, now I see why it was designed that way. That was clever.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I didn't even notice. There's also something like that for the music with composers' notes, and I lost my mind over that. I was so excited.
I can't wait to read all of that when I finish the games.
Oh my god,
I can't
you're
wait.
gonna love it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited for that. But I don't want to do it before I finish the games. I want to do it after. So I gotta
No,
hold
yeah,
out.
definitely leave it.
Yeah.
So,
You go ahead,
what
Molly.
I did, and I think the best way to do it is you finish adventures, and then there's like bonuses for adventures, and then it like tells you when you're going to go into resolve spoilers. So there's a good lot to look at before you play resolve.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's actually considered like that. Yeah, I'll let you know. Yeah, hey, play Resolve before going to these.
Great. I'll take your advice on that then, Molly. Thank you. Alright, so we're 10 minutes over 2 hours, so as soon as the scene wraps up and the investigation for day 1 wraps up, we'll call it a stream and I'll save. So, we're gonna wrap it up soon. If anybody in the chat, if you have like last minute questions or comments for us, I know we didn't really talk about where things are going with the Shield of Justice, so I'll probably close out the stream with that. But if there's anything else you want to talk about with us, that'd be great. And same goes for people on my panel here. Cole, Allison, Molly, and SKVA Saki. If you guys have anything you want to say, now is a good time. Well, in case somebody's writing in chat or thinking, okay, let's do this one. Each person's favorite character, and the whole
Gina
series.
Lestrade.
Okay, there we go. Gina Lestrade. For me, if I had to pick the whole franchise, I guess I would say Miles Edgeworth.
My Faye.
Solid.
Yeah, a tie between Maya Fey and Herlock Sholmes.
It's really tough, but I'm gonna have to say Ron Delight. I really like him. I really like his character.
Yeah, not a bad choice.
All right. Well, for those of you who are tuning in after the stream has already, gone through, or if you're tuning in now, here's sort of the update of things. So, again, we really just wanted to touch base and show that we're still working at this project, working really hard, and we just wanted to hang out with you guys. And it was a lot of fun. But to give you an update on like what things are actually like going on, because I know even on the Discord server, we haven't posted like a ton of updates of progress showcases. We're being a little quiet about one of the major videos that is being worked on. We're going to keep that pretty quiet. But I want you guys to know that episode 7 of the Shield of Justice, which is the conclusion to the third case involving the Borscht Bowl Club and Athena Sykes, that is in the video editing phase and it's very far along. It is, however, a very long episode, so make sure you get ready for it. It's going to be our longest episode yet, I believe. So it's going to, therefore, that means each part of the process takes longer because there's more material, right? So it will take quite a while more, I think, but just know that in terms of production, most of the video editing is done. There's some, shall I say, illustration work being done, and I'll keep that vague for people who aren't on the team that we're waiting on. There's also a few specific video editing things. Again, I'm going to keep it vague. That are being worked on for episode 7. But know that most of the hard work is done. We just have to push forward a little bit more. And thanks to the sheer length of the episode, it's just going to make everything take a while. So we're hoping we can get it out this month, but I can't make that promise. But that is our goal. All right, so episode 7 will come very soon. I think we'll try and post more updates to the Discord server for that soon. And then this other mysterious video, we're also trying to get out before the end of the year. Okay, so, and it is not an Asinine Attorney, and it's not an episode. It's something else. People on the call, we can't say, so, but yeah, stay tuned for that, and get excited, because we're going to finish out the rest of this year with a bang. And we still got a lot of surprises left, and we're already prepping for next year. I'm working really hard at that too, and so is the department heads. We're all gearing up, and we're going to have a big meeting as a team next month to talk about those things. So rest assured, even though things have been a little quiet on our end, we are working really hard. We're also trying to balance everything with school and work and whatnot. So, sometimes it goes a bit slow, but we're working at it. So yeah, that's just a little idea of what to expect. And again, if you're not a member of the Discord server already, you should definitely join. There's a link to it in the description of this video, and all of our videos. And that way you can engage with the team, other viewers of the project, other Ace Attorney fans, and you'll get tagged for updates and little previews of what's to come. And also, another way you can get that information is by following us on Twitter. And you can find a link to that in the description of this video as well. All right. So with that said, let's just do a quick final thoughts from the panel. Anything they want to say before we disband? Cole, I'll have you start.
Well, I had a lot of fun just chatting with you all, talking about mostly Ace Attorney, but other stuff in general. Yeah, definitely good time.
Awesome. Allison.
This is my first time doing something like this, and I honestly had a really good time. I was a bit quiet because I didn't necessarily know what to bring up, but it was really fun listening to all of you guys, and it was just a really good time. Yeah.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it. That's awesome. Because I know that, this is kind of new to you, but yeah, you were great to have on. And next is Molly, closing thoughts.
Yeah, this was really fun. So thanks everyone. Definitely want to do it again.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. And Saki, closing thoughts.
Yeah, I had a really fun time chatting with you all, and I hope you had a good time too. Thank you for making this super awesome.
My pleasure, and thank you as well. All right, I had a great time too. This was, in fact, very relaxing for me. I really had a good time, and I'm in a good mood. So, thank you, viewers. Thank you, my panel. we'll keep working on Team Turnabout stuff. You know where to find us: Discord, Twitter, and of course the YouTube channel. And if you could, please spread the word. If you have friends who enjoy Ace Attorney, you're in Ace Attorney circles, please do us a huge favor. Share Team Turnabout. Tell us a bit about, you can tell them a bit about what we do. We'd really appreciate that. So, yeah. With that said, I hope everybody here has a wonderful day. And if you've been watching this in posts, thank you as well. Bye, guys. See you later.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.